Hey everyone, this is Paula with Homeinc,
I'm Kelsey with Homeinc.
and today we're going to talk a little bit about our backgrounds.
You can start.
Yeah. Well, my background is it's a long story, but just to try and summarize it, I'm originally from Brazil. I went to law school back there and I never really thought I was going to be working with real estate. I've worked with everything that you can ever imagine. I've worked in China as a business development agent for a company that was a tech company that I would represent the Americas. I work as a business development also for a wood producing company in Brazil because they wanted somebody to represent them in the US and in China. So they needed somebody that could handle both languages and both cultures. But before that, I used to work as an attorney back in Brazil. That was before all the interchanges and all the trips that I've done. I've worked at restaurants when I was a teenager. I've worked with anything that you can imagine. I actually managed American Airlines, the base station, the ground station in Brazil when they were opening their station, but that was back in 2009, 2010. So I've done a little bit of everything. And I feel like that's actually one of the reasons why I can handle real estate really well because of all the different backgrounds. It gives me a lot of knowledge about people and about how to handle all sorts of people and cultures and everything. So I feel that helps a lot with the job. But yeah, eventually I turned into traditional real estate, listing properties. It was high-end properties. That was back in Orlando, Florida. And I transitioned. Then my husband and we moved to South Florida. And I transitioned into corporate housing. Eventually, I opened my own corporate housing company. And back in 2020, when we had the pandemic, my market was not the best. And then I migrated full time. I already did flips with my husband. I already bought and sold a couple of properties here and there. But then in 2018, that's when I fully migrated in 2020, sorry, that's when I fully migrated to doing real estate and actually flipping houses and started doing acquisitions, sales. And from then, at the end of 2019, I started doing some new construction, started working with a couple of investors. And in 2020 I knew that new construction was my thing. So I love dealing with everything. I love because it is very seasonal. So sometimes I'm in the office just approving plans. Sometimes I'm on the road, on job sites, and working with everyone and trying my skills on different machines, which is something I've also done sometimes here and there. So it's a very dynamic job, and I feel like all this background, I work with so many things. It's crazy, but it got me here.
So I grew up, when I was 4, I started dancing. And my first job was at the dance studio. I started when I was 15. And I worked there for 15 years. I taught dance. I did their after-school program. I even went and picked them up on the bus every day from school. And then I kind of just wanted to completely switch everything. So I started for a title company. That was back in 2014. I started working there, and that's where I met Homeinc because I started working on their transactions. I worked on all of their files for about like 8 years over there, and then I switched over here like 2 years ago. So I've been with Homeinc just over 2 years now.
That's awesome, but she knows everything about the business.
I was the complete opposite of Paula. I don't like change. I stick with stuff for a long time, and changing into title, first of all, was a big change for me. And then I was very safe at the title company I was at because I was with like a family friend that I was working for. So I think it was a huge change to step out of like my comfort zone and come over here to Homeinc. And that has also pushed me in my own personal life to try new things, to get out and adventure more. Also, I think multitasking. I was not good at multitasking before. And I feel like now I touch like a little of everything with all of our files, with all of our clients, with all of our agents, because have a lot of agents now from when I first started. So I think that really has helped me with like multitasking, and I just think it's like opened up my life more and opened a lot of more like new doors and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's about
Kelsey
it.
is even learning how to speak Spanish.
Yeah, I will. That's one thing I'm gonna learn is because a lot of the girls in the office speak Spanish, so that's my next task.